Hi everybody, my name is Jay Buston, also known as LetsJays, and 11 years ago today, I uploaded my first video to this channel. If you want to know about what the first 10 years of this channel looks like, you can watch the video from last year. There'll be a card up in the corner. I don't do the videos much. The card up in the corner. You can click on that or just go find it on my channel. I uploaded it exactly 1 year ago today, and it covers the first 10 years of this channel. It's about an hour long. It's a bit of a deep dive. But I thought it came out really good, and so a year ago, at the start of my 11th year, I uploaded the 10-year anniversary video, and really, I created that video for myself. I was not in a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually a year ago. I kind of alluded to it towards the end of that video that 10 years I've had some ups and some downs, and I've had a lot of downs recently. I didn't talk about it. I didn't even really share that with any of my friends. I kind of just kept that to myself. But I was in a really rough place a year ago. I was about 3 months into the knowledge, 2 months into the knowledge of knowing that I was going to become a dad. Something that scared the crap out of me. My wife told me on October 18th, I think it was, that we were pregnant, it was very exciting. I've always wanted to be a dad, but I was also scared out of my mind. And the first couple of months of the pregnancy were rough. October, November, December were very difficult. Specifically for B, it made her very sick, and so I was kind of alone. Left to take care of her, get ready for the baby, take care of myself, take care of our house, the new house we had just bought. We lived in this house for like 11 days before we got pregnant. It was just like, it was a crazy time, and so I wasn't handling it very well. In fact, there was, right before my 10-year anniversary, B surprised me by inviting my friend Matt, 2-Bit Lane, one of my oldest friends, up to visit. He and I had never met in person. We had known each other for about 10 years, but we had never met in person. He had lived in Mississippi and had recently moved to Virginia, which is a little closer to New England, and so he made the trip up here. And one of our friends really wanted to make sure that they got my reaction on video. And without sounding dramatic, I was so emotionally dead inside that there was no reaction. I was just so like, I'll play it for you now. You can watch it. Which time?
Here's your drinks for the day.
Thank you.
But I suggest aiming for the bushes.
What are you doing here? Specifically, like at this restaurant. What is happening? I didn't send that video to anyone because everyone expected me to be like, oh my gosh, it's one of my best friends who I've never met before. But I didn't want to show anyone that because I didn't want them to know how messed up I was at the time. But when my 10-year anniversary came around, I really wanted to make a video talking about my last 10 years. And I loved making it. Like I said, I made that video for me, and I uploaded it to YouTube, kind of telling myself, hey, if 20 people, 25 people watch this video, I'll be blown away happy. If 15 watch it, I'll think it's a success. A few hundred people watched that video, and it floored me. A lot of people kind of came out of the woodworks, people I haven't spoken to in years that have been subscribed to the channel for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And they were like, man, this was such a good video. It was so cool to think back on those old times and stuff like that. And it was wicked cool. It did my heart some good. And I really appreciated that. But that didn't magically turn me around. You know, when January hit, I was still kind of feeling rough, you know, and I was kind of just going through the motion with content. You know, I was streaming mostly Splatoon 3, and I had some vague goals for the years. Right before I released the 10-year anniversary video, we were about to hit 500 subscribers here on YouTube, and we were about 250 away from 2,000 followers on Twitch. And I said, hey, if we can hit 1,000 YouTube and 2,000 Twitch by the end of the following year. In other words, today, the day this video goes live, I think that would be a huge year. And they were very large, lofty goals. And we'll talk about that more at the end. But that was kind of my mentality going into the year. And as time went on, I got better. I was able to talk about my feelings, what I was going through with my wife as she got better. Right around Christmas Day, she started to feel better. I had recorded the 10-year anniversary video before Christmas, I think, and so I was still in that headspace. So I was doing better. I was definitely still kind of going through the motions. I had those goals in mind, the 1,000, 2,000, but we kind of just, went at it. And January and February kind of passed without a whole lot of fanfare. Nothing really huge happened that I can remember. We were just kind of having fun, just streaming, and I got my 2 PC set up. I had a gaming laptop. It's over here off screen. I got that for my 30th birthday, so 3 years ago now. And so I was like, you know what? Instead of like struggling to run games like Fortnite or Sea of Thieves here on stream on one PC, why don't I just do a 2 PC setup? And so we got that running, and that changed the game a lot. That actually allowed me to stream at a higher quality. It allowed me to treat my console or my PC like a console, and plug it in through a capture card. And so I have a lot more control over it from my peripherals, things like my Go XLR and my Stream Deck. And so I was having a lot of fun with that. March rolls around, and now we're at PAX East 2023. This was the first PAX East I had attended since 2020, since COVID. PAX East 2020, I talk about this in the 10-year video, and I'm not going to talk about old stuff very much. PAX East 2020 happened weeks before the government shut down everything, like days before the government shut down everything. So it was a little scary. It was a little surreal to go back. Masks were required at PAX East 2023. So we, me and B, who was, 5 months pregnant at this point, along with Matt, came back up for PAX East. We all masked up, and we headed down just for one day. Normally, in the past, when we've done PAX, we've done 2 or 3 days. We just did the one, and we didn't go to any panels. We really just walked the show floor, and we had a ton of fun with that. I would like to talk about that sometime. Maybe Matt and I will do like a little one-off podcast about it sometime. I do have a little bit of footage from it. Maybe I'll roll some of it in the background while I'm talking right now. I was gonna vlog the whole thing and release like a proper vlog, but I didn't. I really just felt like being in the moment at the time, and just enjoying hanging with my friend, my wife, seeing all that there was to see. It was really, really cool, and I just enjoyed it a lot. We definitely had our limitations with B being pregnant. She couldn't walk as much. Her feet were really starting to swell, starting to bother her. She was due July 4th. So March, April, May, June, July. She's less than 4 months out from giving birth. So she was really starting to hit that second trimester, which is apparently, I don't want to talk about pregnancy a whole lot, but apparently your second trimester is the easiest one. From what I've heard and learned, I don't know. I'm not a pregnancy expert. I've never been pregnant. But that definitely rang true for B. She had a much easier time with her second trimester. So she was happy to be hanging out at PAX. She had a ton of fun. She picked up these cool new dice for like D&D. If she wants to show them off sometime, she can. So while we were there, we were walking around, we're looking at different vendors, and Matt and I walked past the Elgato booth, which we always love looking at Elgato's newest stuff. And we both caught something, a product that we had been wanting for a while. We both had our eye on it and said, ooh, that's a cool product. And it was on sale at PAX East. You could get it for like $30 off. And I knew that I had to save money for the birth of my child, who at this point I had learned was a girl. She didn't have a name yet, but we were like, you know what, I gotta grab this. And he offered to buy it for me, and I refused. I bought it myself. was the Elgato Stream Deck Plus. It's all blurry because of this really cool webcam effect we've got going on still, same one from last year. And I have been using this with my stream setup now since March, and it's fantastic. If anyone wants me to do a review of this product, I'd be more than happy to. I love it a lot. It's great. And for some reason, I keep the boxes of stuff just for like moving and whatever. It's way easier to pack it up in this than it is to just put it in a crate and hope it doesn't break. While at PAX East, we also looked at some cool other like tabletop gaming stuff. Matt picked up a guidebook for like a Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth style role-playing game. Think Dungeons and Dragons, but Gandalf and Smaug instead of Baldur's Gate. I don't know a whole lot about that. As someone who's played a campaign and a half, I don't know a whole lot about it. It's fun, but that's all I got. So beyond that, we walked around. We demoed a bunch of really cool games. We had a ton of fun with that. And then we were invited to an after party. There were 3 different things we got invited to. One was Grand Pooh Bear speedrun sessions, which I really wanted to go to. I really wanted to go to that. We got invited to a Boston online, I don't remember what it used to be Twitch Boston, but they recently rebranded as something else. I don't know what it is. It's like the Boston Online Broadcasters Organization or something like that. They were having an after party. We got invited to that, which that looked wicked cool too. I'd been to one of those before a few years back. Ton of fun, really cool people. And then Gerard the Completionist invited us. We went and he was showing off a game, and he was like, "Are you coming to my show?" He used to do this, not a stand-up show. I don't know the word for it, but he did a show where he would get up. It was called The Completionist Legacy, and he would talk about his legacy and all that stuff. And it was a show that I really wanted to see. And he said, "Are you going?" And I said, I'm not able to go because it was late Sunday night. I go to work at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, plus B was pregnant. And so I was like, I can't swing it. I'm sorry, I really want to go. He goes, "What if I give you VIP tickets? Then will you go?" And I said, "I'll think about it." And so he gave me VIP tickets. He gave me 2 of them. Matt was already going to be on a plane, or a train technically, back to Virginia, so he didn't get a ticket. But he gave B and I VIP tickets to go see his show, The Completionist Legacy, and we ended up not using them, which sucked. And we didn't go to any of those things we were invited to, just because they were late at night. B's stamina was kind of running low. My social battery was running out. And so we just said, you know what? Phooey, who cares? Let's just go home. It was around that time that I also picked up another Elgato product, the Elgato Green Screen XL. I've been using an Elgato green screen on my streams and in my YouTube videos 5 years now or so. I love it. It's super convenient, especially in this space I'm in now. So like in the past, I've had my own office. This space, it's the exact, my camera has not barely moved from a year ago when I recorded the other video. I'm in my living room, for lack of a better word. You know, it's my couch, my Christmas tree. That's B's desk all right here. Her monitors are like right off screen. Her computer is right there. And all that stuff there is all her like crafting stuff. Like it's a shared space. And so having a green screen that can move around very easily so that, you know, my daughter can run around here and play while I'm not streaming is amazing and very useful. If I had a permanent office that was just my space, I would probably just have painted a wall green or have set up a more permanent green screen or something like that. But because I'm in this temporary, not temporary, pretty much where I'm going to be until we either build an addition or buy a new house. But this shared space, having a green screen that can come and go very quickly is awesome. They released one that was 25% bigger, which for someone who's animated like I am, was very useful. And so I got that. And I actually, I didn't release a lot of videos last year. I think I only released like 7, but one of them was a review, well, not even a review, an unboxing of the Elgato Green Screen XL. And that was just a video that I felt I talked about this in last year's video. I felt creative, and I wanted to create. And so I was like, let's just make a dumb unboxing video and put my own spin on it. And so it's kind of original. You know, we had the whole hashtag thing in the corner, which again, not original to me. I stole that from a YouTube video I saw, heck, in, I don't know, 6 years ago. Very little of what I do is original. You know, I put my own spin on it. I had some fun with it. And something really cool came of that. Elgato contacted me about a month later. It was about April, May-ish. They contacted me and they were like, could we use part of your video in a Twitter post? And, you know, we'll link to your, whatever you want us to link to. And I said, yeah, that would be great. So just to clear up the confusion on that, that was an unpaid video. They did not send me the product for free. They did not pay me to make the video. I made the video in it. I even talked bad about Elgato a little bit. I criticized their old green screen, which broke the first time I went to go use it. And so those thoughts are 100% my own. And then they took part of that video and promoted it themselves. And so because of that, the video was my best performing long-form video of last year. Last I checked, it had just passed 1,000 views, which for me is massive on a long-form video like that. It's been the biggest source of steady viewership for the last year. And I thought that was wicked cool. I loved working with Elgato. They didn't pay me or anything like that after the fact, but they did link my Twitch and the YouTube video. And that was one of the cooler things we got to do last year, was working with Elgato. So that takes us into late spring. Tears of the Kingdom is getting ready to come out. I'm trying to think of like what other games I really got excited about last year, and I can't think of too many. Tears of the Kingdom was really my big release of last year, of the first half of it anyway. And so I'm replaying through Breath of the Wild to kind of get ready for Tears of the Kingdom, and then Tears of the Kingdom comes out, I start playing that. And then Sunday, July 2nd, I'm making breakfast, and B calls me on my phone from upstairs. We're like 20 feet away from each other, and she goes, hey, my water just broke. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't want to tell this whole story, just for B's privacy and my phone, my privacy and my family's privacy, my daughter's privacy, but I'll share some highlights. So I had just made breakfast, stack of pancakes, and she goes, my water broke. I'm like, I just made pancakes. And she goes, well, I called the doctor and they said there's probably no rush, so eat your pancakes and then we'll go. So I eat my pancakes, and then I get her, and she's like getting ready while I'm shoveling pancakes down my throat. It's not like she was sitting there waiting for me to finish my pancakes. I get the bag. The bag was already packed, you know, the hospital bag. I put that in the truck, grab the last minute stuff, toothbrushes, whatever the heck. And we get in the truck and we're driving down the road. And we're heading about a half an hour to the hospital. It's about a half-hour drive. And she turns to me and she goes, hey, they're not gonna let me eat once we get there. So can we stop for food along the way? And I said, sure, what do you want? She goes, just McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that. And I'm like, okay. So we're driving down this road, and it's a very quiet country road, and we're not passing anything. There was a Burger King. We pull into the Burger King. It's closed down. It's out of business. We're like, oh, crap. About a mile down the road from there, we see a Dairy Queen, which I didn't even know there were standalone Dairy Queens anywhere near me. So we pull in there, and B gets some chicken tenders. My wife, whose water broke, just is in line, just calmly eating chicken tenders. And I was programmed mentally to be like, okay, once her water breaks, things are going to be panicking. She's going to be screaming. It's not like that at all. She was very calm. She was a little uncomfortable, but it was kind of chill. We were enjoying the ride in. We were talking. We were laughing, you know, talking about me eating pancakes and her eating chicken tenders. We get to the hospital, and they're like, we have to check to see if your water actually broke. And so B stands up out of the wheelchair and water gushes everywhere. Like, yeah, your water definitely broke. And 13 hours later, I'm holding my daughter in my hands. Born on July 3rd, 2023 at about 2 o'clock in the morning, which is also my birthday, July 3rd, 1990. So her and I share a birthday, Peyton Luna Buston. My life changed that day. After a few brief complications, we were home 3 or 4 days later, and life began. Life as a dad began. And while I've never been more tired than I've been in my life, and while it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, nothing has been more rewarding, nothing has made me happier, nothing has been better than being a dad. It's been great. I'm not going to talk about it for too long. This is 10 years of content creation, 11 years of content creation, but I mean, so much of my life changed that day. So on that day, a lot of things changed. Both my home life, but also on stream. I don't stream nearly as much as I used to and haven't since July 1st. I just don't have time. And I wish I did. You know, this year I've had to say goodbye to a lot of things. And it's been hard. It really has. You know, it's the whole, you know, God never closes a door without opening another one, or opening a window, or whatever you want to call it. And it's been that way, and God opened some incredible doors for me this year. But that still means that I had to close some of the other ones on my way out, you know. I had to say goodbye to a lot of things. I had to say goodbye to doing whatever I wanted whenever I wanted. You know, I could, for the most part, come home from work and, you know, oh, I'm gonna work out today. I'm going to do yard work today. I'm gonna just crash and play video games. I'm gonna do housework today. And now it's very much what am I allowed to do? You know, what am I allowed to come home and do while I also have to take care of my daughter or help my wife because she's been at home with my daughter all day. And that's been rough. You know, giving up that level of control in my life has been very difficult. You know, giving up, you know, I've had to say goodbye to streaming as much as I want. I wish I could stream 4 days a week still. I can't. I stream maybe twice a week at most, you know. And even then there's a level of guilt to it where it's like, I should probably be spending more time with my wife or doing something to benefit our life or our house, our finances, something else, you know. But I don't. And so now there's a level of guilt that comes with that. You know, I've had to say goodbye to working out. If you watch this video and last year's video, I'm bigger. I have more fat in everywhere. Since my daughter was born, I have done one full workout and like 2 half workouts. That's it. I don't have the time to work out anymore. And so much of it is, you know, I go to work, I come home at about 3 o'clock and we put Peyton to bed 3.5 hours later, 4 hours later. And so any given day, I get 3.5 to 4 hours to spend with my daughter, and that's it. And she usually takes a nap in that time too. So it's like, that's all I get. And so I want to spend that time with her. And let me be clear, I said goodbye to all of that stuff, and I don't miss it compared to the joy I get for spending time with my family. I do miss it, but if anyone ever asked me, hey, you can stream whenever you want, you can work out whenever you want, you can go wherever you want, you can spend the money however you want, or you can have your family, I would choose my family 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000 times. Not even once would I be like, I want to know what my life would be like without this. A million out of a million times, I would choose my family. Every time. Not even a doubt in my mind. But it has been a year of saying goodbye. And so with the goodbyes that I said, did come some new stuff. Like I said, we got into Ironmon, which are Pokemon Challenge runs. We ran those for a few months. And I love those. Those will be coming back for sure at some point. I miss them. They're a lot of fun. I also began just doing a lot more Fortnite content because I really only stream on like Friday nights and Saturday nights after Peyton goes to bed, which is generally when I'm just playing Fortnite with my friends. And so I just stream that. And I gotta tell you, not that I'm a numbers guy, not that I care about success on this platform or anything like that. But Fortnite content has grown my channel way faster than Splatoon content ever did. I've had a lot of fun seeing, watching clips get, to talk about numbers, I've had a few clips of me playing Splatoon in the last 5 years, let's say, really get above a couple thousand. I had one that was kind of a freak thing that got almost 1 million views. And I've had a couple get, 50,000, 28,000, something like that. But those are anomalies. Most of them got between 200 and 1,100. Right now, my normal clips are getting 2,000 each. With, maybe once a week, I'll get one that bumps up to 10,000, 11,000, something like that. And that's just on one platform, not spread across TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Twitch and whatever the heck. That's just here on YouTube, using YouTube Shorts. It's been crazy. And that comes with its own downfalls. Comments are mean. There were a lot of comments on them like, hey, eat a salad, go touch grass, you suck at this game. And none of that ever bothers me. Trust me. All right. Like, I know I'm overweight. That doesn't bother me. I know I suck at the game. I play it 6 hours a week, but y'all are mean. So we're kind of already getting close to the end of the year at this point. In the fall, Twitch announced something really cool that you could now multi-stream across, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, all that stuff. And so that opened up some cool doors. I had always said if Twitch allowed it, I would stream everywhere. I would be live on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'd be live everywhere. And that clearly didn't prove true. I stream on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously a couple days a week now. And multi-streaming is fun, man. I gotta tell you, if you don't do it, I would try it for a couple of weeks or something like that. It's really cool. I enjoy it a lot. It's fun to be on 2 different platforms. It's not that hard to manage 2 different chats unless you're like a huge streamer and your chat never stops, But I like it a lot. I thought that was a really cool move by Twitch. That made me happy. That made me happy a lot. Something else that I messed around with, and again, this just goes to like my desire to create, is I wanted to try a new series, and so I called it the Stream Room. And it was just me doing skits, talking about, things that streamers were dealing with. And so it was problems like the first one I released was like picking where to stream, and it was like, oh, I'm a new streamer. Should I stream on Twitch? Should I stream on Facebook? Should I stream on YouTube? Should I stream on Kick? And this, I guess I'm doing this out of order because this predates Twitch's multi-streaming allowance, because that was kind of the whole point, is that I was like, oh, why don't I just stream to all of you at once? And Twitch was like, eh. But that was really cool. I made another one that was me talking about Twitch's minimum content requirements. I like that one a little bit more. That was probably the best one I made. And then I made a third one that I never finished editing. I never released it. I still have the raw video to it. I may do it. I may polish it up someday. But I don't know. I kind of just lost the desire to work with that. I recorded 3 episodes at once. I edited 2, and kind of just already got tired of it. It's just kind of, I got out of it what I needed to and called it a day. And those videos didn't really perform well anyway, so I don't know, like maybe if there was a huge reaction to it, or if a lot of people really want to see that 3rd episode, I'll edit it or something like that. It's not, the 2nd one was the best. The minimum content requirement, that was the best episode. So if you think this 3rd one is magical or something like that, it ain't. Don't hold your breath. As the end of the year kind of approached, we made our final upgrade to the stream of the year, and it'll probably be the last one for a good long while. I don't see me spending any money on my stream setup anytime soon, especially being a dad now. But I bought a new PC finally. Towards the summer, my old rig started to struggle a little bit. We'd have problems with peripherals freezing, crashing, just stuff like that. And so I started to save my money that I was making from streaming on Twitch and YouTube. And on Black Friday, I found a good deal on a solid PC, and I brought it up to my wife and said, "Hey, can I buy this?" And she said, "Yeah, absolutely." And so I did. I bought the NZXT Player 2 is my new PC. This thing is a beast. It's got like a 4080 in it, 4070, 4090, I don't even remember. It's got a 40 series graphics card in it. It's been really fun to work with this for the last, I've only had it set up for a few weeks now, because it took a while for it to come in. But it's been great. It's been a ton of fun. And that kind of brings us to the end of the year. And as I alluded to in the beginning of the video, with our goals, we didn't hit either one of them. We got close on YouTube. We have like 902 subscribers here on YouTube, which is more than double? No, almost double what I had at this point a year ago. Tremendous growth here on YouTube. Big, very happy. Twitch, not so much. We only gained, I think, like 180 subscribers or followers this year or something like that. We are dancing on the doorstep of 2,000 followers, but we're not quite there. And again, it really just comes down to me having the time to put into those platforms. And it also kind of speaks to the growth, right? Like here, streaming on YouTube, I can stream here, upload short form content, upload long form content, and it all feeds itself, you know? But on Twitch, there's no discoverability. There's no one can, like, it's very hard for people to find your stream on Twitch. They have to find it somewhere else, you know, like advertising on Twitter or TikTok or here on YouTube or something like that. But since I'm already streaming here on YouTube, why go to Twitch? You know, it's that kind of thing. It's a crazy dance. And I hope Twitch kind of works on that. You know, they have their new feeds and their new stories over there, which I think are a ton of fun, and those are going to grow, and I'm looking forward to seeing how those grow. But right now, Twitch's discoverability is lacking, and my growth kind of helps prove that. But overall, we did have a really fun year. And I know I've had to say goodbye to a lot of things, you know. A lot of time that I would spend gaming with friends, I've had to say goodbye to. My own personal wellness with exercise, I've had to say goodbye to for now. Streaming as much as I wanted to, I've had to say goodbye to, but I'm not ready to say goodbye to creating content yet. I'm not ready to be done. There's gonna come a day where I'm gonna hang up my headphones and I'm just gonna be done creating content. But it's not today. It's not this year. Year 11 is gonna roll on to year 12. And I don't know if I'll be making a video like this a year from now. I don't know if there's gonna be enough that happens between now and next December to constitute another video. But that doesn't mean that I'm done. Just because I don't do this every year, you know. I made one for year 10 because 10 years was huge. And I wanted to make one for 11 because a lot changed, right? I'm creating less. I think I only uploaded 7 YouTube videos this year, 7 long form YouTube videos. And if you look at my numbers, like, you know, those like year in review things that you get from like Spotify and Twitch and YouTube or whatever, you see the amount of content I create plummet in July. It just like, boom. And it doesn't recover. It just stays down. Just the amount of hours that I spend streaming, the amount of videos I've uploaded, things like that. It's just because being a dad is my biggest priority in my life right now. Being a husband to my wife, being a father to my baby. I grew up in a house where my dad was absent. I don't want to talk about my personal life too much because this isn't that kind of a video. But I grew up in a house where my father was absent for a lot of my childhood. My parents eventually got divorced. And I don't want to be that dad for my baby. I want to be present in her life. I don't want to be sitting here playing video games and streaming and having her be like, can we play? Can you spend time with me? Can we do something? And me be like, no, I'm taking care of myself. You know, I want to be there for my daughter. I really do. And so that's going to be my priority. And as she grows, those priorities are, you know, like right now, she can't do anything by herself. In the next year or so, she might become a little more self-sufficient. I might be able to come home and just drop her in a room with a bunch of toys and be like, I'll be in the basement and I'll do a little stream, you know, for an hour or two. But I don't know. I don't know what the future's going to look like. I don't know what a year from now, what things are going to look like. Will we even still be in this house? Who knows? Like, I don't know. I have no idea what's in the future. I said goodbye to knowing what's going on tomorrow a long time ago. I don't know. But I know God's going to take care of me through it. I know that I'll be with my family through the whole thing. And I know a good chunk of you will be here for me too. And I really do appreciate that. But that just about brings us to the end of the year. I meant to do a Q&A in this video because I knew that covering 1 year would be a lot shorter than covering 10 years. But I forgot to get it set up. So I'm pretty much an open book. If you have a question that you want to ask me about my setup, about my content creation process, about my content creation philosophies, about my personal life, you know, whether it's my family, my faith, things like that, feel free to ask in the comments. And if we get enough questions, I'll make a follow-up video to it. And if we only get a couple, I'll just answer them in the comments. No shame. Don't feel like I'm gonna say something weird or call you weird. There's very few topics I won't answer, you know, especially if they're asked from the right place, you know. If you come in my comments and you just start making fun of like my beliefs, then I'm gonna feel a lot less open. But if you come at it from a genuine level of understanding, curiosity, then yeah, I'll be more than happy to have that conversation with you. But yeah, that brings us to the end of year 11. Year 12, again, I hope a year from now I'm still here. I plan on it. I don't plan on going anywhere. I don't plan on saying goodbye. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. It has really been a fun year. I've had a lot of fun streaming with my friends this year. I like to stream by myself a lot. That was something that always separated me from my friends, like way back in the day when like John would stream a lot and Fraser would stream a lot. They always wanted to be, you know, and Matt always wanted to be like in calls with each other, and that was a ton of fun. But I always liked to stream alone. I always liked to put on a show. I always liked to deliberately create a tone, create a space in my live streams. And I still love to do that. To set like a narrative, to have some fun. Even when I do stream with my friends, usually the first hour and a half is just me. But I've had a lot of fun. So thank you to my friends that have streamed with me this year. You know, like artists and our Mario Kart streams or Sea of Thieves, things like that. Always a fun time. I love playing games with you, man. I hope to continue that in the future. Hanson, Retro Underground, 2-bit lane, you know, playing Fortnite with you guys or Fall Guys or whatever it is we end up playing. Has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing more games with you guys in the future, even just members of like my squad that I play with every weekend. You guys help keep me sane a lot, and I appreciate that. To all the viewers that join in on the games when we stream Splatoon or Mario Kart or whatever, you guys make it fun. I probably, at this point, wouldn't stream those games if y'all weren't involved. Like, if I ever were to go live and I'm streaming Splatoon 3, and it's just me for like an hour, I'm probably gonna stop playing, you know? I like streaming Splatoon 3 because I like playing with you guys. I like streaming Pokemon Scarlet because I like doing raid battles with you guys, or trades, or things like that. I love being a content creator that values his community and loves to get his community involved. But I also enjoy my own space, you know? I love just going live and doing Fortnite solos, or just hanging out on Sea of Thieves or doing Iron Mods by myself, you know? Thank you again to my mod team, to Artis, to Calico, to Randy, who are my 3 big peacekeepers across various platforms. I appreciate the work you guys do. I wish I could pay you, but I can't. I also wish I could pay a thumbnail artist, because streaming on YouTube means I have to make a thumbnail every time I go live, and I don't know how to make thumbnails. I do them in OBS. I'll show you how I do them someday, but it's stupid. But that's the end of that. Thanks to my family that have been here with me, both my family, B's side of the family, my wife, my kid. I appreciate your love and support. And again, this goes back to things that have happened in the last 10 years. I wouldn't be here doing what I do without my family. To the new friends I've made, to the new viewers that have come in, to the old friends I've reconnected with, thank you for being here. Whether you've been here for 11 years or 11 minutes, I value you. I love you. Jesus loves you. And there's nothing you can do about it. So until the next stream, the next short, the next video, we'll see you in the next one.